Have you ever paused to ask yourself, do I really exist? At first, this question might sound strange or even humorous, but in the realm of Buddhist philosophy, it opens the door to profound understanding. This simple yet striking inquiry invites us to re-examine who, or what, we truly are. But beware, diving into this topic is not for the faint of heart. It challenges deeply held assumptions about life, identity, and purpose. The journey begins with the Buddha's wisdom on existential questions, focusing on why he avoided answering them directly. Unlike modern debates, where definitive answers are sought, the Buddha emphasized the dangers of extremes. Claiming either "I do not exist" or "I exist permanently" leads to confusion and suffering. These views, nihilism and eternalism, trap us in cycles of doubt, fear, and ethical conflict. Instead, the Buddha offers a middle path, a framework that urges us to analyze the nature of the self. At its core, this teaching, known as Anatta or not self, dismantles the illusions surrounding personal identity. Through an exploration of our senses, thoughts, and experiences, we begin to see that what we label as I or mine is in constant flux. For instance, consider the body. Our physical form changes from infancy to old age. Memories fade, emotions shift, and desires evolve. If every aspect of what we call self is impermanent, can it truly define us? This realization is not merely philosophical. It has tangible implications for how we live, make choices, and interact with others. Imagine experiencing a headache. In the moment, the pain feels overwhelming, almost defining your existence. But as the headache subsides, so too does your identification with it. The impermanence of pain demonstrates the transient nature of all experiences, challenging the notion of a fixed self. We often associate our identity with possessions. This is my car, my home, or my achievements. Yet, when these things are lost or change, our sense of self wavers. Recognizing that such attachments are impermanent frees us from undue suffering. Relationships provide another lens. The bonds we form with others bring joy and meaning, but they are also subject to change. Loved ones grow apart, pass away, or evolve in unexpected ways. Acknowledging this impermanence allows us to cherish the present without clinging. As we delve deeper, the exploration of Anatta offers a pathway to understanding not only the nature of self, but also how this realization transforms our approach to life, ethics, and spiritual growth. The journey doesn't end here. Stay with us as we uncover more profound insights into the Buddhist concept of existence and its application in the modern world. In the first part, we explored the foundational aspects of Anatta, the Buddhist concept of not-self, and how it dismantles our attachment to impermanent phenomena. This realization is a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, but its significance transcends ancient teachings. In this second part, we delve deeper into its implications and practical applications in modern life. Why the Buddha avoided extremes. The Buddha's reluctance to answer whether the self exists or not reflects his mastery in addressing human suffering. Imagine, for example, an individual convinced of nihilism who believes, "I do not exist." This perspective negates accountability for actions, leading to moral apathy. Why care for others or act ethically if the self is an illusion? Conversely, eternalism, the belief in a permanent self, fosters fear of change and death. It clings to identity and material possessions, creating a cycle of attachment and inevitable disappointment when life's impermanence disrupts these illusions. The Buddha's middle path avoids these extremes by focusing not on abstract debates but on practical insights into suffering and its cessation. Anatta is not a denial of existence but a redefinition. Instead of identifying with impermanent aspects of self, we learn to see through their transient nature. Breaking down the components of self, the Buddha identified 5 aggregates, khandhas, that comprise what we perceive as self. 1. Form, rupa, our physical body and the material world. 2. Feelings, vedana, sensations, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, that arise from contact with the world. 3. Perception, sana, the process of recognizing and labeling experiences. 4. Mental formations, sankhara, thoughts, intentions, and habits. 5. consciousness, vijnana awareness, or the ability to experience. These aggregates are impermanent, arising and passing away based on conditions. By analyzing these elements, we realize that none of them can independently constitute a stable, unchanging self. Consider how our moods fluctuate throughout a single day. Morning optimism can give way to afternoon frustration, only to be replaced by evening contentment. These shifting states highlight the transient nature of Vedana, feelings, and Sankhara, mental formations. Identifying with any one state as me is as futile as trying to grasp water with your hands. Anatta in modern contexts. 1. Mental health and emotional well-being. In a world dominated by labels, introvert, extrovert, successful, failure, Anatta offers liberation. Recognizing that identity is not fixed enables us to let go of self-criticism and societal pressures. For instance, a person struggling with anxiety might say, "I am anxious," equating their entire being with a fleeting mental state. Applying Anatta reframes this: anxiety is arising, separating the experience from the self. 2. Consumerism and attachment. Modern life encourages attachment to possessions, status, and achievements. Advertisements often equate happiness with ownership. Buy this car, and you'll feel complete. Yet, these material gains fail to provide lasting fulfillment because they are impermanent. Embracing Anatta reminds us that our true essence is not tied to external acquisitions. 3. Relationships and letting go. In personal relationships, Anatta fosters healthier dynamics. By understanding that people, including ourselves, are ever-changing, we can approach conflicts with empathy and flexibility. For example, when a friend changes their opinion or a partner evolves in unexpected ways, Anatta helps us accept these shifts without clinging to an unchanging idea of who they should be. Meditation is a powerful tool for experiencing Anatta firsthand. By observing the breath, thoughts, and sensations without attachment, we see their impermanent nature. Over time, this practice dissolves the illusion of a fixed self, fostering equanimity and compassion. Mindful living. Living mindfully amplifies the understanding of Anatta. Simple practices, such as noting "this is anger" instead of "I am angry," create space between experience and identification. This subtle shift transforms how we respond to challenges, reducing suffering. The concept of Anatta is not merely a philosophical abstraction, but a guide to practical living. It teaches us: 1. Let go of clinging. Suffering arises from attachment to impermanent things. Recognizing their transient nature helps us release them. 2. Embrace change. Life is dynamic, and resisting change only deepens suffering. 3. Act ethically. Understanding Anatta doesn't negate responsibility. Instead, it highlights the interconnectedness of actions and their consequences. Understanding Anatta can transform your perspective on life. As you journey through the teachings of Buddhism, challenge yourself to observe how impermanence manifests in your daily experiences. Begin small. Notice the changing sensations of your breath, the shifting quality of your thoughts, or the ephemeral nature of emotions. If you found this exploration meaningful, consider subscribing to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Here, we delve into timeless Buddhist teachings and their relevance in today's fast-paced world. Join us in uncovering wisdom that inspires clarity, purpose, and peace. The Buddhist teaching of Anatta dismantles the illusion of a permanent self, freeing us from attachment and suffering. By embracing impermanence and practicing mindfulness, we cultivate a deeper connection to reality, enabling us to live with wisdom and compassion. Remember, the journey toward understanding Anatta is ongoing. Every moment is an opportunity to observe, reflect, and grow. Let this realization guide you as you walk the path of liberation. Nam Buddhaya.